I just realized how full mom mode I actually am right now. This might be too bright. Adjust the bonnet. Hi guys. Hello, hello. My little one is having a sleepover. So somebody might get scared. They may come searching for Miss Tia or mommy or whatever. And in that case, I'll try and help them out. Might have to end the live. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So the first thing I want to talk about today. Sorry, I feel like I should have done these things before I got on live. But I was really concerned with being on time tonight. But one of the main things that was playing in my head when I woke up today was get fucking happy. Like, just get happy. Like, just do that first. Like, you're worrying about a whole bunch of other stuff. Just get happy. And then it reminded me of all the times that I felt so personally victimized by the 48 Laws of Power. When they're like, how does it go? Because in true fashion, as someone who is offended by the 48 Laws of Power, I've not read it. I'm not gonna fucking read that. No. But I think it's like stay away from the unhappy and the unlucky or something like that. No. Every time I'm like, in my time of need. But that's something that plays out in my life a lot, where I get to see both sides of it. I get to see how it feels to be the person searching for fulfillment, happiness, whatever, in another person, and making that somebody else's responsibility, or even if it's not making it their responsibility, it's like at least trying to share the responsibility, or it's a weird vibe. And from the other side, when I feel like it's being done to me, I'm like, I can't, like, genuinely, I can't help you. Genuinely, I just cannot. There's nothing else I can do. And it sucks, but I can't stay in this with you any longer. So that has been a major theme that's been coming up for me. It's probably one of the last things I need to figure out in this little last quarter of energy that I've been feeling. So for those who don't know, or those who didn't see my little snippet, I wanted to get more of that energy on the day that it was happening. I talked about how I got a download of the Taurus eclipse being like the last quarter for those who went through or started a major awakening in 2017. And it's going to come full circle in 2024. So it feels like the last quarter, like you're tying up loose ends, you're getting old things out. And when I did that live, I think 2 or 3 days ago, I was completely ungrounded because I was being very stubborn. And I didn't want to cut out certain habits that I had. And once I channeled it and I got it out, I was like, now I have to do it. And it just kind of happened on its own. Like, it was just time. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about, excuse me, that's what I love about working with such high spirits and like pure of heart guides. It doesn't feel so rough anymore. It doesn't feel so heavy anymore. And I love that. Like, I don't feel a lot of the pressures that I used to feel. It's just You just do it. You acknowledge the anxiety. You acknowledge the pressure, and you keep on stinking going. But I'm going to touch on a lot that I touched on in that little 15-minute live. I'm just a little bit more grounded now. So we go a little deeper into it. And check it out. All of a sudden, my throat chakra is like, no, you won't be doing this. We got it. We got it. The first thing I want to look at is what to look out for. Like, what can be expected with this last quarter of the Taurus eclipse. I feel like I'm going to take breaks to talk and channel, and take breaks to talk and channel. I didn't expect to channel this fast, but that's how it goes. It's not about me and what I expect. Oh, we are also at a new place. It's very bare bones, so that's why it looks so pale, but it's beautiful. It's amazing, and furniture will come, and it'll start to feel like, I don't say start to feel like home, but it'll start to look like home. Definitely feels like home. So these are the first cards popping out. We have the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. And I want to clarify this High Priestess a little bit more. But it's like, what is the new beginnings, the things that are going to start up again, are just that. There are things that are starting up again. There are things that you have been through before, or you expect, or it's not going to be anything that catches you off guard. So it's going to be things that you may have abandoned or felt like they were a failure in the past. And when you look back, it may be this feeling of, I didn't fail, I just quit. For whatever reason, like no judgment, like it wasn't a failure, it just ended. So it feels like a lot of like cycling back. Let me clarify the High Priestess really quickly. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card that I love. That card means so much to me. I think it's my favorite minor arcana. I think that's what it's. Right. So the Nine of Pentacles, the Justice, and the Star in reverse was clarifying the High Priestess. And what this feels like, it feels like this is very grounded stuff. Like with the Star being in reverse, this doesn't feel like fantasy stuff. This doesn't feel like grandiose, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if you remember, but maybe, I was supposed to say 2 years ago. Yeah, in 2020, things felt crazy. Like it was just like, oh my gosh, anything could happen right now. Like I'm expecting anything. It doesn't feel like that type of moment of opportunity. Sorry, that glare's tough. It feels more like securing the salary that you want, or getting into the neighborhood that you want, or dating the type of person that you want, like that type of stuff. Like leveling up in this 3D game that we're playing. Like there, it feels like you're circling back to that stuff because we had to take that massive break for all the spiritual stuff for the past 2-3 years. So whatever you were doing when life kind of stopped and was like, nope, you won't be doing that anymore. You're going to be doing this spiritual stuff. Trust that it'll work out. You'll get back to it later. This is the getting back to it. So think about that, whether you were starting to work on your own and all of a sudden the pandemic happened and you had to find a new way to work on your own. Well, that way that you were doing it at first may be another thing you can go back to, like that type of stuff. And it'll be a lot easier and a lot more fruitful this time because you put in all the work. All right, anything else? We have the King of Swords. And the Sun card. This actually, I want to sit with that for a little bit, but they made me get another card. And the other card that came out was the Five of Swords. Sorry. And so with the Five of Swords coming out, this feels like what you need to watch out for with this energy. So this energy combined is feeling like you now have the leg up, or you now have insight, or you are the one that's on top now. Like you're the fresh graduate, you're the one getting the major opportunities, you're the one that's up next for that promotion, and feeling like that. I guess it's pride, feeling that like braggadociousness, like yeah. They're just like, but remember the things that you learned. Okay, remember to step into this humbly, because one of the major things that I learned was all judgment just is, it manifests so freaking fast. The judgment just swoop, comes right back. You get to experience what they're experiencing, neutralize that, and then start again. So just watch any of the judgment that's cast. Watch any like boastfulness or anything. Try to step into this time humbly and just accept your things as a universal balance, like it's just balancing out what it needs to balance out, not good, not bad, and you just keep on trucking. Yeah, we have the Seven of Pentacles coming out. Like these are just your investments. It's like it's what you were working on. It was what you put the work in for. I love this. This is so cute. I get to the point to where talking to spirits, I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I talk to y'all more? Y'all are awesome. But it's just the things that the requests that you put in, like straight up. It could have been years ago, could have been months ago, but it feels like something you may have forgotten about, like you just kind of wrote it off. That's the stuff that's coming forward now. Okay. My legs are falling asleep. I wanted to get some music going, but this phone isn't turning on. Oh, we have the devil card popping out. So we'll look at that too. All right, can we clarify the devil, please? All right, so we have the Three of Pentacles clarifying the devil. Ooh. Three of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles. So, the devil feels like, I would say, I'm getting depression, but there feels like it's something else, like despair. Like feeling like your chips are stacked against you, like the stories of the world, right? If you don't work, you don't receive. If you don't sacrifice, you don't receive. Like that type of oppressive energy of just dealing with corporate, dealing with the laws of the world, whatever, you know. Um, and it feels like the reminder what the devil is, it's an illusion. Like it's something that is there for you to see and be aware of, but it's not something for you to fear, and it's not something for you to engage in. Like it's something that you can work around. It's just because it feels really close and it feels like it's like harshly affecting you, doesn't mean that you have to give your power away to it. There's always a way. There's always a way. So those moments are going to happen, but it feels like you're going to see, if you just look at it, just observe it, then you're going to see it. I was going to say unfold or unravel. So, just say that here. You're going to see it like just fall apart, like the illusion kind of fall apart if you just don't buy into it. Like, remember all of the things that you have learned over the last couple of years when these lessons or situations come up. Okay. This is literally how I do my personal readings. I just like blurt stuff out and I'm like, okay. Let's see. So we have the Four of Wands, the World, and the Emperor. So with these cards coming out, it feels like you don't really have to worry about your foundation anymore. It feels like your foundation has been set. It has been laid. It is solid. Like, and by foundation, I mean like your core values, who you are, where you're going, and where you're going, and what you're about. Sorry, I question what I hear sometimes, and I just need to say it. It's not really about me, but just that core value of like, no matter what, this is what is happening. This is what it is. This is what I'm gonna do, and nobody can take that from you. And that's the point. The point is to put all of your energy into things that nobody can take from you. So it's just like you're untouchable. I see something with this World and the Four of Pentacle or Four of Wands. So for some of you, you may still be in that phase of like really worrying about your foundation. And it feels like they want to challenge you. Like there's going to be a challenge, but in a way, I don't like the word challenge, but they want to use the word challenge. They want to challenge you to just accept that that's okay. Like, accept that part. Accept that your foundation has been set. And then move from there. Because they don't want you to like burn out, I guess. But I'm hearing like tires screeching, burnout. All of your energy on something that's already set. It's already set. And it would feel much better if you put that energy into the next step, into the next level of whatever it is that you're building, doing, receiving. Okay. Lots of emphasis on the heart space too. Let me see, did I put those so I can show you? This card she's very, there we go. She's very buxom, as you can see. Maybe you can't. I don't know. There we go. So lots of emphasis on like the chest and heart area. And that feels like focusing on your heart space, because that's where we're manifesting from right now. So if you feel anxious, like, you have to recognize that. And I feel like I'm talking to someone specifically right now. If you feel anxious, you have to recognize that. But that is not a reason to do something. Like, you don't act because you feel anxious, if that makes sense. And this doesn't feel like it's for everybody who's going to see this. But if you're feeling anxious, then if anything, that means, okay, it's time to do some sort of cleanse, whether it's exercising, drinking lots of water, going for a swim, going for a bath, listening to music, like flushing out that system. And the system is your heart space. So if something has made you anxious, it's like closed up your heart. It's like a contraction in your heart space, right? And this is all spiritual. I'm not saying that anxiety is just about your heart space. But focusing on, they're like getting happy, focusing on getting happy. And it just feels insensitive if a person who isn't ready to hear that, stumbles across it. So it's hard for me to say that. But just stop what you're doing and get happy. And for a lot of people, myself included, I've noticed that being of service is what gets me happy. Like I have to stop thinking about my own shit for a little bit. Just like put it down. I'll come back. I want to go help people. Like I want to go make somebody have a great day. Like that's what I want to do. I want to make sure my kid has a wonderful weekend. And that's all I'm going to worry about right now. And everything else I'll get back to after this weekend. Like it's that type of stuff. Like just put it down. It'll be there. Get happy. Like prioritize that stuff. I don't know why I said it that way. And take a nap. I don't know who that's for, but take a nap. You'll be fine. Take a nap. Don't set an alarm either. Take a damn nap. Think about it this way. If you have things in your life that as soon as you take your focus off of them, they fall apart, do you want it? Like that's like being in a relationship where if you guys don't talk every second of every day, that person's going to cheat. Well, damn, do you want to be here? Like it's that energy. If you have to constantly focus on this thing and pour your energy into it, or it's going to be messed up, take the nap, let it fall apart. That might have been bad advice, but it just, it can't be your sole responsibility. It'll be all right. And the devil popped out, so that might not have been good. Anything else? All right, so we have the Three of Pentacles coming out again, and the Ace of Cups. I love it. And the Knight of Cups. So with the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Cups, this feels like don't worry, we're working on getting these things to come back to you. I don't know. I didn't really expect much of coming, like that type of energy of like things coming back. This could be people. This could be old relationships if you want it. If it's something you feel like you really missed out on. Something that you really want to just like try again. It feels like masculine energy. You want to be like, no, I want to do this. I want to give it a full try because I didn't give it a full try last time. They're like, okay, if this is something that you really want to do, we will help bring this back. We will help bring another opportunity towards you. But it feels like if you get it back, this is the time to get it right. If you get another opportunity, this is the time. Okay? Don't fumble the bag. I didn't want to say that, but don't, come on. This is the time. So let's specify, because that was a lot of pressure. All right, we have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So this feels like more of that water tiger energy, where they're like, don't get wrapped up in figuring it all out. Start doing, fail forward. As long as it's not harmful to you or others, fail forward. Figure it out along the way. but do it. This is reminding me of I got a job that I feel like I totally manifested. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then like 2 days in, I'm like, oh, do I hate this? And my guys are like, go to fucking work. You don't have to be good. You gotta show up. Like, you don't have to be good yet. Just go. Like, go. No one is expecting you to go and be this fucking rock star. They're expecting you to go and do your best. So go and do your best. And I was like, okay, I'll go. But yeah, it's that energy of just like no one is expecting you to go and knock it out the fucking park when you step up the first time. They're expecting you to go and try and try and try and try as long as there's an opportunity. Because this also feels like stuff that, whether it's relationships or jobs or opportunities, whatever it is, it feels like stuff that was longed for. Like, if only I had, if only I could, like those types of deals. But there, it's not like fate, like, oh, if only I could live on Mars. Like, it's not, it's very practical stuff. And they're like, okay, this is the time. This is the time. If you want it, you got it, do it. All right, we have the Empress. The Strength card. I feel like something flipped out. Maybe it didn't. Or flipped over, rather. And the Five of Cups. So they just want to let you know, like, what you've been working on, or what has been worked on, what is done, what is good, what is like solid, is your ability to receive, okay, and the ability of like the confidence of, oh yeah, I deserve this. Like, yeah, totally, this is that's mine. Like, it's not going to be a, oh no, I don't want, no, you'll be like, oh yeah, that is mine, yep, thank you, that's for me. That would be me right there. Come on, I've been waiting on this. Like, that's how that feels. But there's still a little bit like the receiving and knowing it's for you, done for. Still a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, still a little bit of like, it can creep up of those stories of what people used to say when you would talk about things that you wanted, or what your mom said to you that one time, or what your brother said to you that one time, or whatever. Your friends, whomever, they'll creep in every once in a while. And that's where the masculine energy comes in, of setting the boundaries and proving itself. Like, now it's time to prove it. And proving it does not mean be perfect. I mean, show up and do your best. And that doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. It can be as gritty. It can be as gritty as it has to be. It doesn't have to be something that is this well put together story. And it also doesn't have to be a story with all these twists and turns and ups and downs. It's just, it is what it is. I want this to stop. Okay. Let's see. We have the Two of Swords. So it feels like there's a decision that needs to be made. And the Seven of Cups. Two of Swords, Seven of Cups. Yeah, and then the Ace of Swords with the Four of Cups. It's time to just, like, be honest about shit you don't want. Like, if that will be the only thing slowing down this whole process, you not being honest about stuff that you don't want. If you don't want it, you're like, not for me. Give it an honest try. Do your best. Show up. Not for me, though. Not for me. And that's where I've been getting a lot of downloads about pride and a lot of different readings, where we can't sit there and hold on to our pride of wanting something and then getting it and not liking it and keeping it anyway. Sometimes you can be like, I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't want that. I was totally wrong. And that can get you to a deeper level of surrender. Of instead of asking for specific things, be like, ask your guides for what you do like. Show me what I do like, because they know you better. We have like spiritual amnesia. We don't freaking know. I don't know. I think we know, but we're heavily influenced by a lot of stuff. So it is okay to get something and be like, nope, that wasn't it. That was not it. Because I mean, although I'm saying this is the last quarter, but it's the last quarter of an energy cycle that started in 2017. You still have the rest of your life. Hi. You still have the rest of your life. There are going to be plenty of other things for you to do. So don't hold on to something just because you've invested so much like thought behind it, because it doesn't feel like a lot of energy or time, but it feels like a lot of thought, and it feels like a lot of like happiness was banking on this. So if it's something that you get and it doesn't bring you happiness, then it just comes back to my very first point. All right, get happy. Get happy. This feels like a personal reading. Oh, good. I hope it's good. Yeah, get happy. That starts with you. All this other stuff is just like for fun. Okay, I shouldn't, for fun and ease as well. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And a lot that came out. Queen of Swords in reverse, the Judgment, Four of Swords, Four of Cups, Two of Swords. So this feels like another section of people, or another section. Like we've switched, is my point. But there feels like there is a little bit of regret of how someone was treated, or how you treated someone, how you may have cut people off, or you may have left. Sorry, I'm trying to. You may have left something in a way that you kind of regret. It just feels like things that you've said, and I'm just hearing disregarding, like lots of disregarding. So it may have been like you were too deep in your own like storm to even perceive what was going on and what someone was bringing to you. And that's fine. Like it's not that it's fine, but don't beat yourself up over it. It feels like there's going to be a little bit of revelation along with regret. Like you're going to understand where someone was coming from. You're going to understand like how you dropped the ball back then, and you're going to want to fix that. Well, let's get some more cards on that. Sorry, I thought I heard a kiddo. The Chariot, the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So like, fix it then. If that's the thing that comes up, and it's like, Oracle burps. But if that's the thing that comes up and there's that deep regret, then that's your opportunity. Like there's always this saying of like, people will be like, if we have guides, if there's God, if there's all of this, then why aren't they doing anything about blank? Why did they let blank happen? Why are there people starving? Well, with our attention being turned to that, and our perception being turned to that, and us having such deep emotions about it, then that's us being called to do something about it. Like if you are feeling deep senses of regret, then that is you being called to do something about it. Okay? And the only reason it would be able for you to perceive it is because it's time. It is now time. Don't sit and like process your feelings, but don't sit and beat yourself up about it until it gets better, because it won't. And then you'll just miss another opportunity, and then you'll get deeper into beating yourself up. That's not what we're gonna do. No. We have the Nine of Cups and the Lovers. So this could be about a relationship, past relationship. Nine of Cups, Lovers. Like Nine of Cups, Lovers, the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Cups. So this also feels a little I miss them until they're here type of vibe. So be careful about that. Be careful that it isn't, don't declare anything, you know what I mean? Don't make any big declarations. I wouldn't share these feelings with this person. If you want to make it right, you can make it right without making it about, I want you back in my life because I miss you so much, like that. Because you might like start being friends with this person, start seeing how you can support them, start with checking in, being a freaking friend. Be a friend, be there for them. You might realize that they're not even the same person that you have in your mind. They're not the same person that you're missing, and then that can start a whole healing process of its own. Okay, so I wouldn't go in with big declarations. I would go in being like humble and studious and wanting to help, wanting to make it right. However that looks. I have Like You Do by Joji stuck in my head. Let's see if I can play it here in a minute. But it feels like a lot of, oh wow, we're going to put the cards down and talk about that for a minute. So, in my last live, I talked about there being like two sets of people. People who did the work, who were called to do the work, and the people who weren't called to do the work yet. So if you were called to do the work and you did your work, that means I don't want to go up, so I will go sideways, because I don't want it to seem like I'm doing hierarchies here. But that means that you moved this way on the timeline and somebody was just hanging out here. And now they're called to do the work. So they're looking at you like, oh, I need to go here and reattach myself to this person so they can just do the work and take me with them. So if you are feeling these senses of like deep regret, you could be that person that didn't do the work. Just is what it is. No judgment call. Wasn't called to do the work. That's how I should say that. And if you are the person that has done the work, you might get a lot of people trying to come back right now because they need help. And help if you can. If you can help. And you have to be really honest about that. And help where you can and how you can. I just would be careful about attachments right now, because it feels like for the last couple of years, we've been working on getting autonomous so we can get the things that that are for us. So just watch out for that. Let this phone turn on yet? Struggle Bus. I'm trying to play that song. I think you can play songs on YouTube live. Anything else, though? Anything else they should know about the upcoming energy? I'm sorry. I'm being as biased as I can be. But it does feel like someone is going to reach out under like a guise that even they believe, and the reason that they're reaching out is to get someone to do that emotional and spiritual labor for them. And like I said, help them where you can. Guide them along their way if you can. And if they are respecting your boundaries and if they aren't making it your thing. If they're owning it as theirs and saying that they need help, then help them. But if they are making it your problem, making it a you thing, and waiting on you to fix it, then set more boundaries. I was going to make this like grand statement of, I think I'm getting better at getting heart messages. I'm not. Just last night I was having a hard time saying some rough stuff, so I'm not. All right, we got the tower popping out. Ooh. This person really is struggling though, whoever's dealing with the regret. They're in a lot of pain. Like it's so painful they can't own it. Does that make sense? Like they've been ignoring it. Now they can't ignore it, but they're not at the space of owning it. Be really careful about that. Tower. Okay, so we have the tower, the hangman, and the world. I want to clarify this tower a little bit because that's the sun. Clarified by the sun, that's a lot of major arcanas. Clarified by the sun, the ace of swords and the chariot. Holy cow. Ace of swords and the chariot. This tower feels like past tense, doesn't feel like something's going to happen. But, well, hold on. Yeah, like slow your roll, bro. All right. There's going to be a lot of liberation. A lot of liberation. And that is, oh my God, it is a fun energy. It's very spring going into summer type of vibe where it's just like listening to Post Malone in a Jeep with no doors on it. My country ass, that's what came to me. I don't know. But it's just like, freedom. Flowers are blooming. I'm drinking smoothies. Like it's that type of like, everything's so good. With this energy, prioritize like your spiritual hygiene would be practicing grounding, getting your protein, getting your warm meals, getting that grounding, however you can get it. Meditate. Binaural beats at night for your root chakra to just like keep you here and keep you grounded. And then the hangman and the world card, it's gonna feel like the liberation is coming from like these revelations of holy shit. Like this is why that happened and this is why that happened. And oh my God, it feels like people coming to you with random truths and like certain things coming out where you're just like, okay. Okay. Wasn't even worried about that, but okay, thank you for telling me. Okay. Wow. And it's just like insight after insight after insight. And this doesn't feel all spiritual and downloads. This feels like people coming to you and letting you know these things. And it's all to help you move on. It's all to help you move forward. Like it feels like there may be some things that you're having a hard time, for lack of better words, pulling the trigger on. Like it's things that you're having a hard time, like fucking just do the thing. And these insights are like, oh, okay. So yeah, I could have been done that. Like that would have been fine. I was worried about, it affecting so and so and so, but they're fine. Okay, cool. Like that type of stuff. Then we have the Six of Wands, the Temperance. They want somebody to know, yes, you can quit drinking. Yes, you can quit smoking. Like, yes, you can. These are things you can do. Whatever habit you're trying to cut out, yes, you can. Yes, you can figure out how to have more patience. Yes, you can integrate more patience. There we go. Yes, yes, all of that. Whatever it is that you are wanting to upgrade in your life, this is the time to do it. This is the time. This reminds me of how I look back at my past avatars fondly, and I'm like, oh, I remember when I used to do this. Oh, I remember when I used to do that. That was so cute. Oh, like that type of deal, like that type of whatever triggers nostalgia over the past since 2017. Don't make me do math. It's almost 11. But whatever triggers nostalgia of, oh, I remember when I was doing that. That's so, oh my gosh, that is so cute. Those are the things that you can bring back. Those are the things that you can do again. And even if it's like, oh man, if I could do that again, I would do this. Yeah. Also, you can reach, oracle burps. You can reach past timelines by watching the movies you watched then, listening to the music you listened to then, and eating the food that you eat then. So those are like little I want to say shortcuts to the timeline of like calling that in and being able to access that part of yourself. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles and the Devil. So there is nothing about you that is forgettable. Your guides have not forgotten about you. Like nobody has forgotten. Okay, nobody has casted you out. I feel like this is for a person who may not get out much. Like you may be an introvert. You may live far away from family. You may not you may work remotely or whatever. And going out just feels like, oh my God, there's just like I heard, oh my God, there's just like the world is just full of narcissists now, like that type of vibe where it's like, no, the it's not evil out there. Promise. Get out, mingle, get into nature, and no, nothing bad is gonna happen in nature. Just don't wear your headphones. You'll be fine, so you don't like miss out on trees falling and stuff. But yeah, you'll be fine. Get out. It feels like you need to get out, mingle, and see. Like that illusion needs to fade of like out there is scary and I'm okay right here. No, get out of the house. Get out of the house. Talk to people. I also heard reach out, and that's not for everybody, but if you've been wanting to reach out, but you have these stories of they it's not they should have reached out to me first. It's not they don't want to hear from me, but it's more like misunderstandings of why someone did something the way that they did. Like, was there ever a conclusion of why someone did that? Was there ever a conversation about that? Like, it feels like that type of deal. Like, truly, or did everyone just assume? Did everyone just assume that that was done, whether it was a friendship or a relationship or whatever? It doesn't feel like we're going to be getting, quote unquote, the easy way out anymore. Unless you are super, super prideful. Then that'll be the next thing you work on. Okay. Because none of this shit is real. Like, oh my God, they're like, none of this shit is real. Like, none of it is fucking real. The only thing that's real is love. That is it. Love and creation. That's all that this is about. That's it. That's the only thing that'll last. Love and creation. So just focus on that. Focus on it. I know. But it's like they have their defenses up about getting back out and talking to people because they've been hurt, and it just doesn't feel safe. It just doesn't feel safe to do so. And that's more of that, like, get happy. Like, get happy. Command to find safe people. Like, I don't want to deal with anybody who is not safe. I don't want that. And at this point, you should have cues in your body or angel numbers or your guides telling you something, a dream, something, tarot on YouTube. To be like, yeah, this person is safe. Or no, watch out for this person. And that's just that on that. Like, they're you have to get back out there. Like, I was trying to figure out if that was something I was going to say. I was like, is that really what you want me to say? They're like, yep, that's it. You have to. That is your have to. Do it scared. And by get back out there, I mean, like, say hello, how are you to someone at the grocery store. Ask someone, like, first and foremost, work on being approachable. Like, work on that without even words. Like, when you're walking around, am I approachable right now? Is my energy screaming, don't fucking look at me, don't talk to me? Like, is that what my energy is doing right now? Or when someone's making eye contact with you, are you holding it for a split second, doing your little half smile, and keep on going? Like, at what level? Like, gauge it out. I'm not saying go on dates. I'm not saying accept the first invitation. I'm saying that when the boogeyman becomes the other 8 billion people on this planet, that's a big problem. And nobody's going to live a life like that. Okay. I don't know who that's for, but it felt real like, hey, no, we're not doing that. Well, personally, gods are not playing about you. All right, one more and I'm going to wrap it up. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Chariot. Let's keep on. Queen of Pentacles, Chariot. Anybody who is at home with kids a lot or doing like the housewife thing, where you're mostly at home, it feels like it's time to get back out. Let's see. This resonates with situations I've had at work with coworkers. One feels unsafe, and my body told me right away. I tried to ignore it, but my body was right every time. Learning to trust my body's wisdom. Yeah, and it gets loud eventually. Like, that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from. When I, half of it is just like, I need to calm my nervous system down. Like, we're safe, we're good. And that's the battle, right? Of figuring out if you need to calm it down or figuring out if, no, this is not one of those moments. And it feels like when it's like, no, this is not one of those moments. It's like the difference in hearing your kid cry, right? Like, I can hear my kid cry and be like, oh, they're good. At this point, like, oh, they fell, they'll figure it out. Like, this is a moment for them to help themselves. But then it's a way that cry falls where I'm like, nope, he needs me. And that's the difference. And that is where you got to figure out, okay, this is one where I need to just, no, we're good. I will not be pulling all of my cash out because it feels like the economy is going to crash and blah, blah, blah. No, we're not doing that. That's a spiral. Versus, oh, you're not safe at all. Like, it works. It works. It's just figuring out the signals. And it feels like most of the time people take the ones that you should calm down more serious rather than not listening to the gut, like the loud one that was accurate. So, um, yeah, whoever is at home a lot with kids and mom, you're about to get out of the house. You are about to like start something new. You got let me see. You're about to do whatever that thing is that either your husband or family members told you couldn't do. So if it's starting a business, if it's going to a gym, if it's starting a business that is a gym, that's what you're about to do. Starting fitness classes for kids, I don't know what it is, but you're about to do it. And it just feels like you're in an oppressive situation. I love how this just turns into personals for somebody. Like, find it, please. But it just feels like you're in an oppressive situation. Okay, and the opposite of oppression is liberation. I have another coworker who feels very safe and protected, so I practice telling the discerning. Between the signals my body sends. Good. That's good that you have it balanced out. And that's what I love is like when you're figuring this stuff out, you're usually met with both. So you can figure out these cues for yourself. You're not like you shouldn't be overwhelmed when you're actually wanting to figure it out and you're receptive and studious, then you get the energetic balance, which I love. I said that was going to be the last one, didn't I? All right. Anything else for the collective? Get out of personals for now. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Hierophant in reverse. Excuse me. More oracle verbs. So this energy, it is starting fast. Like the opportunities seem like they come in overnight and just boom, they're all here. But it's moving slower than it feels. You have more time than you realize, and you don't have to make immediate decisions right then. So take your time, figure it out, have fun, be receptive, do your best, but don't like the pressure is just gonna make it go slower. Okay, so you don't have to commit to that one thing. Also, I don't know where I heard this, but I've been trying to share it with everyone because once I realized it, I was like, or once I heard it, I was like, that makes so much sense. So abundance is a tool to practice discernment. It's not about being super wealthy. It's not about having everything. Well, it is kind of about having everything you want, but it's more about figuring out what it is that you want. So you're going to have all of these opportunities. It's going to feel abundant as shit. You're going to have, it's going to feel like it's going in a lot of different ways. You're going to have to sit and be like, okay, do I want to go this way? Do I want to go that way? If I go this way, does that cancel out this one? And you're going to be really, really using your discernment, which you've been tuning up. If you resonate with this reading, you've been tuning up your discernment for the past couple of years. So this is the time. This is like last quarter. It's time to get into all that stuff. Prepare for abundance. Use your discernment and have fun. Like, have fun, get happy, and do what you want to do. Get what you want out of life. Okay? It has been awesome. I love doing these. I'm going to try and do them more often. I'm just going to do them as I'm called to do them. But yeah, I do Ask and Oracles on Patreon. Just search 11th and Delphi, Being Created by Elle on Patreon. Do personal readings. That's in my, what is that? In my link tree. On Instagram. Instagram is 11th and Delphi. And the next time I do a live, I hope I get to see you all again. Y'all have a good night.